Hello, Prasanna.
Okay. Hello.
Start
Okay,
out.
Andy, welcome back to yet another session of Thinking and Destiny. Before we go further into the point circle of our thoughts, let us meditate on the consciousness of Percival for a few minutes and then we can go ahead in the discussion. So please sit in a meditative posture, cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. If you are having an eyewear, please remove. We don't need it now. As we are learning from the last 3 years, our thinking is the one which is making our destiny. Always be aware of your thoughts. Move your consciousness towards positive and miraculous thoughts. Do not get yourself, drift yourself into negative thoughts. As we know now, our thoughts create our destiny. So we should be aware of not creating or not releasing unnecessary thoughts which are not serving our purpose. When you are aware of it, we always question whether this thought is helping me in any way. If not, discard it. It should be helping you or it should be helping other person in this society, other person or other animal or other plant. This is the best way of practicing staying in awareness. Please. Before we go further today's session, let's recap what we learned in the point circle of our thoughts in the last session. Over to you, Balagar.
Thank you, Prasanna. So in the chapter 12, last time, we talked about, Prasanna talked about the creation of a thought and also method of thinking by building within a point, how we create the, our thoughts, and also human thinking and thinking by three intelligences, thinking which do not create thoughts are destiny. So those are the, main points in this chapter. So here let us see what he says about the point. The point is infinity infinitely small circle, and also it is fully expressed. The point is nothing, no thing, and therefore the circle, but the circle is everything. In the circle there is a point. The point is nothing, but the circle is everything. But the point is unmanifested, which is Purusha, and circle is Prakriti, and it's unmanifested, manifested. So a point is beginning of everything. It is the beginning of a perception by the senses to feeling and desiring of thinking. Where thinking ends, knowledge begins in a point. That's what he says. When thought is issued, it starts as a point that is unmanifested. Slowly it moves into manifestation. A point has no existence and dimension, but from which all existence comes in. That is, initially there is shunya, but everything comes from that point, he says. And circle, what is circle? A circle is complete, whole, and all in one. It is made up of 12 parts and perfect extensions of the point. The extension is made by point, line, angle, surface. These are all, slowly, they comprises the circle by completing the circle, all this. Physical universe with its chemical elements, sunrise, colors, water, and solid matter are all built by points, lines, angles, surfaces, curves of a circle by human thinking. So all these, it happens because of all this by only human thinking, he says. So the next, after the thought is issued on the intelligence side, the doer builds the lines within a point on the nature side. Elementals follow the pattern and builds it from the same point. That is the extension. From the same point, the extension goes on. This extension towards the circle has three applications. So relating to law of thought. So first, creation of a thought, and the second one is aim, object, and the third one is designing and structure. According to this principle, thinking works from the intelligence side with the help of nature and matter and ripens into a thought. Then it is exteriorized on the nature side. So thinking begins with a point when conscious light is turned on to the matter by our four senses. So that is how it works. When the object is perceived first, it is seen in the radiant state as a point, heard in the airy state as a line, tasted in the fluid as an angle, smelled in the solid state as a surface. The sense immediately perceived the one, first one is the dominant one, which is perceived, one of the senses. But all four senses act together later. The dominant sense first introduces the object to the feeling of the doer in the body. And an impression is made on the breath form and on the physical breath. Breath form transfers point to a feeling. Then when feeling is averted, like a bad smell or something, then psychic breath activates the desire of rightness and likeness, and that impression is formed. So next, so what he says, this lined impression is now transferred into a mental atmosphere. Then the desire compels the light of intelligence to turn on the units, the turn on and then unites with it. So then in that case, when it goes into the mental atmosphere, then the desire compels the light of intelligence to turn on and then unites with it. This is the conception of the thought. That's where conception of the thought occurs. When more light turned on and held steadily on that point, it extends into a horizontal manifestation line. The point is further extended by addition of other points. These points are nature matter from the life plane of the physical world. So here, how it goes from the point, it forms lines, and then from the lines, it forms the curve. From the curve, it forms a standard angle and to a surface. This is how, it goes on. So the extension lines are determined by the nature of the thought. When these horizontal lines reach the limit, it completes the curve of the circle and stops the formation. And here, the aim line is built by line matter from the life plane. So thinking builds lines within the point until they form a standard angle of half of the circle. It extends until it forms a part of the curve. When further thinking continues, curve becomes standard angle, where this is then they become surface matter. So here, point lines to curves to standard angles to, surface matter. When point, line, curve, angle, surface matter gather together with a thought, the thought is ready to issue. That is how the completion happens. All this is body-mind thinking. That is the human thinking. Human thinking is passive and done by impressions of object formed by four senses. It is involuntary, unbalanced, imperfect function, he says. Okay, next further. So here he says, fear anticipates failure, fear anticipated failure, lack of confidence influences the thinking. That's what he says. Whereas aim is in accordance with the impression, thought, structure is when the aim is accordance with the impression, thought, structure, then it is strengthened and no inhibition can stop. It's a exteriorization. That's what he says. Formerly, man's design followed. Formerly man's designs followed the aim because man was conscious of his design, but now it has changed. So initially, before, the olden days, he says, he was conscious of his design, it seems. But now he says he's not conscious of his feelings and thinking, thoughts. Intelligence thinking that does not create thoughts and balances thoughts. This is done by intelligences and complete triune selves. This is the right thinking. Then their thinking is to regulate and balance human thoughts under the law of nature. So it aids or stops the human thinking for the protection of humanity by preventing untimely discovery of the natural or nuclear forces, or by helping in defeating the plots or crimes and or unnecessary revolutions. Generally, they do not interfere with our thinking. The intelligences sometimes creates a thought run in their triune selves when they want to create something in physical world or assist human beings in their progress. Only they interfere on, that's what he's saying. For the change in the physical world, they call nature elements to change a river direction or founding an institution of learning. Such things, these seems they interfere and they take in charge. Such thoughts create and issued instantly. When we create such thoughts for which help the universe, they are manifested and it acts instantly, he says. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you, Balagaru. Now, the point of circle, right? I have gone through all the sessions. It is all talking about how, when a thought was coming up, how it is actually communicating, and also how it is formed. Even in all our diagrams also, there was only one diagram was given to this, okay? So we will just see the overall picture today, how the thought will be formed and how it is communicated. Similarly, from the other side also, from intelligence side also, the thoughts will be communicated to humans. Suppose a person, because you would see a person will be a very great driver, okay, but on that spot, he will be jumping onto the red and the accident will cause and he will die. We have seen these cases, a lot of cases, right? So why that is happening? Because at that moment his breaths, whatever the time that he has taken is gone. When the time that he has taken is gone, what will happen? The other, from the intelligent side, the elementals will act on him. The elementals will communicate and act on him. Some kind of geometry. What is the language? Here we can say, what is this geometry is all about? This geometry is all about the language of the universe. When the thought is formed, the point, and then the line, straight line, and 30 degrees angle, 60 degrees angle, what should be done? If it is triangle, what should be done? If it is a circle, what should be done? If it is an hexagon, how it should be done? So this is the language of the universe, how it understood. So we have a separate subject, because if you want to dwell on this, it will be a separate thing that people who are interested, they can get. There's a sacred geometry. There are so many books on that. So many authors have written on that. Even the Parsival book also, all the sacred geometry things, all the chapters were taken out and kept in a separate book. But in this chapter, he just want to introduce, saying that how the thoughts are actually forming, why it is forming, how they are helpful, so we will take only up to that point. Okay, up to that we will take, and we'll go ahead. So before I go, right, so I'll just give you the where it was given, right? So hope I had a permission to share. Sirish garu, do
Yes,
I
yes.
have?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So if you see, this is the book, entire book, right? There are so many that is talking about this.
Your voice is breaking, Prasanna. It's not audible.
My voice now?
Yeah, now is good. Yes.
Okay, I think it got frozen with the internet, I think. Okay. So here, if you take, right, these are all the things. Do not confuse with the things, because these are all the names was given to that, right? So when the pyro or pyrogen point is there here, some from the air, from the radiant units, the erosion points, and from the fluid point, from the thing, fluid point is there. So when these points are there, how it is actually formed, how the thought will be formed here. Even the elements also, in any ways, if you take, we are thinking that we are the solid people, but it's not the solid, right? All the molecules are being actually running over, means they are actually floating only, like a river, or like a river. Even in ourselves also, it is all floating. But in a river, there are a flugen points. In our case, maybe it is a pyro points, because it's a strong, it is staying, right? One. So these are all the points from solid, fluid, and radiant matters, right? So all these are all the points. Pyro from the earth, and aero from the air, and fluid from the fluigen from the fluid, and this is the radiant from the geogen. So these are all the points, that these are the combination. So when these points were combination of the four elements, right, then all the states of the matter will falls in the human matter. So anything that falls is based on this matter only. That is what we are actually, the Percival is trying to say. So when intelligence is trying to talk, when intelligence is trying to say, the thoughts they will try to say in a geometrical figure. So the elementals, whoever is the next, the elementals, right, they will obey. Whenever the universe, the intelligence is giving you some kind of thing, they just obey it and do it. That's why some of the cases you will get cyclones, hurricanes, all the things. How? Because the elementals are obeying whatever the orders that has got from the intelligence. Why the intelligence is given? When the mass destruction has to happen, when there is so much things that has to be taken care, then it will take care. As a mass, it will take care, right? In that case, the elementals will act on it, and it will take. That is the reason why so many people will die at one time. Sometime there will be hundreds of people will die, but there are 10 people will be coming up. 10 people will come out with the safe manner, because their life was not, they have not taken out. Or sometime when it has to collapse, right, because of these 10 people, the entire people may get saved, because these people have some more work to do. It cannot collapse. So these are all the design of this universe. So design of this universe, it is happening because elementals are acting upon it. Because of these elementals only, so many things will happen. The nature will obey these elementals. Nature will get these ideas from universe. Okay, that's what is happening. So the intelligence thinks, the intelligence think of these points, lines, angles, and surfaces. Then that comes into the matter of the matter into this world. So whatever that it is thinking, right, that comes into the matter as a world. These elementals will affect the matter. Whatever the elementals that are actually obeying, this will affect the matter units. Elementals are most synonymous in terms. Everywhere these elementals will be there. Human thoughts that are exteriorized are drawn into the figure to fit themselves to it. So human thoughts which are actually exteriorized, your thoughts only, these elements, where it is coming from, your thoughts only it is coming from. They got exteriorized. So these are getting exteriorized in the breath form, a copy of the points, lines, angles. So many people will ask, so when there is a God, when there is a God, right? So why some of the people, we are saying not to name any name of the things, with the name of the spirituality, with the name of the religion, there are so many people are doing so many mishaps, isn't it? So many ladies are getting affected because of this. Why this is happening? Because when the God is powerful, why he is letting it happen? It should not be happen, right? Why it is not letting it happen? Suppose in a family, when a head of the family, father or a mother, now whatever whoever is, right, the parents, if something is happening to the kids, do you sit silently? No, right? You will go and try to tell all the things. But why this is happening? Suppose if the God himself, so here also, why this is happening is the thought is so powerful. What we need to remember is the thought is so powerful. When a person, because here is a good or a bad, the thought good or bad, the universe doesn't know. So this particular institution or the thing, they wanted to do some illegal things or mischievous things or girls abandoning things, all the things they want to do. So their thought is so powerful that they all have released that kind of thoughts, and this is happening because their thought is so powerful. Whether they, because on the other hand, there are so many people who are actually constructing the orphanages and doing all the things because their thought is also powerful. That's why they are able to do it. Here, when it comes to the thought is a thought. When you release, it will exteriorize, isn't it? Because of that, it is. So why it has to happen? Because why it has to happen? This person, whoever is making a good thought, is also came from that supreme consciousness. This person who is making the bad thought or the thought that is destructing to the society is also came from that speck of universal consciousness. So they both have power to exteriorize their thoughts. So that is why they are getting exteriorized. So in that case, is it not the bad thing? Yes, it is a bad thing, but you should understand. One should understand, right? So because they are doing that bad, when they go as a pure soul, they will understand that I did all the bad things. They will come again and again and again until their bad deeds were gone. But why it is happened? This is so many people have a question. When God is there, why these things should happen to the world? Because they have designed that kind of thought, they have released that kind of thoughts, they work towards that thoughts. When they have worked towards that thought will, those things will get happen for sure. Those things will get happen. For other small things, you will say that, oh, that is their karma. That's what we will say, right? Because karma goes around and comes back. So these people also, because of when the thought is so powerful, whatever the thoughts that they are releasing, it is coming up. It is not their karma, but they are making karma now in that process. They are actually accumulating karma, whether it's a good, if it is a good deeds, good karma or bad karma, whatever, they are accumulating. But here, what the point is, Hitler also has a thought, whether it is a good or bad, because of his power of his thought, he is able to destruct it, is it not? Power of his speech, whatever the call for that he has gone, right, he is able to influence the people. Power of his thought, he is able to do whatever the destruction that he wants to do it. That much the power is there for the thought. So we have to be, that's what he is saying, elemental. So when you are actually releasing those thoughts will come and exteriorize. These elementals will obey and it will happen. That is the in brief, right, that is what about he is trying to say, whether it is a religion or whether it is any kind of the thing, the great triune self, another kind. So what is the other kind of the thinking? The other kind of the thinking is done by the great triune self for the worlds that begin, that the beings of the form, life and light world, because there are the, so these great triune selves of the world is feeling, thinking and knowing. So that is about the thing, right? So whenever you are feeling, that's what the people will say, you feel it, you already have it, you feel it. So they say, right, whenever you wanted to manifest something, you feel it, you already have it. So whenever you are feeling it, that means you are actually releasing these points, lines and whatever the things, right? Those will get formed well, and those will get exteriorized. That's the reason, well, manifestation, visualization, feeling, you already have it, you are going, you want a dream job, you think, imagine that you are already going to that office and coming back daily, and do all the things imagining, you fake it, but you imagine that it is as if it is a real feeling. Then universe will, because all the geometry will form and it will come to you, it will automatically manifest to you. It is not actually, it is not usually impossible for the human beings to keep thinking without creating the thoughts. It is impossible usually, right? Because you keep on thinking and releasing the thoughts. From in entire the meditation, that what we learn is, do not think, do not release unnecessary thoughts, keep quiet, stay calm, and take the energy from the other. So, but it became like almost impossible to create the thinking, but without creating the thoughts. But in recently, like whenever, not only the kids but even the adults, when I observe, it became impossible not only creating the thoughts, it is impossible to, even they are not even creating good or bad thoughts, I can say. They are actually not able to focus on one thought also. That's a scenario. If you closely observe the people, right, they will jump onto the one point to the another point. If one person is speaking, the other person really do not have any attention span, I can say. They do not have any attention span. Remember that in olden days, when our parents are giving any kind of suggestion, whether we like it or not, whether we follow it or not, how obediently we used to listen. Now, if you take that much time to our kids, they'll say, "Oh, don't start the lecture." Because that attention span, when the attention span was gone, even their thoughts attention span is also gone. They will not create the thought unnecessarily. They will waste the entire thing. So meditation is much more needed nowadays. In order to have that focus, in order to release the proper thoughts, even to release that proper thoughts, you should have that attention span, you should give. Otherwise, if you're jumping, then which no thought you are giving, like we are scrolling the reels, scrolling all the things in the phone, right? That's how even human mind became such a fast, the thought is actually going up. So when in that case also, you will not generate any thoughts, but that's not the good way. In that way, if you are not generating any thoughts, you are not doing anything useful also, right? Not only the bad things, you are not even doing anything useful to yourself also. So that is what. So you need to develop the structure within the thought. Whenever you are actually doing it, your structure should be developed. The thought structure should be coming. So the thought issued from the forefrontal sinuses, the light plane of the light, whenever your thought is issuing from the forefrontal, it will goes to the directly to the light plane. So from the light plane, it started manifesting, and it will come to the thing. So these are all the things that is actually talking about how the thought will begin at one point. Light of intelligence goes from one point to the others, and it comes back. That is what all the section 1 is talking about. And coming to the section 2 in the same chapter, the point of the destiny, the method of thinking, right? The method of thinking is fashioning the nature. The method of thinking, the fashioning the nature, in the sense, here he is saying, suppose Big Bang theory, when it comes, is there anybody at that time? There's nobody, right? Actually, even when the humans comes also, there you don't have these many plants. Forget about olden days. Now let us take a current scenario. When did you heard that dragon fruit, persimmon, avocado? When did you heard? Only after coming to US, isn't it? But now, because there is a thought came, why only the US people has to have all the things, even if the weather is not that tropical, even let us do it. That's what the Indians thought it. Are they able to do it? Yes. Now you are able to get everything in India too. As a kid, because the thought, right? When the thought comes, so here what in the second chapter, what he is talking about is all these plants, animals, everything comes out of the human thoughts only. Everything came out of the human thoughts only. Suppose one fruit you are able to generate that was so sweet. Somebody wants, no, I want a sour fruit. That is a thought generated. Somebody wants in a different taste. The thoughts were generated. They try to, oh, this fruit. So we can see, we ourselves, forget about what happened to the Big Bang theory. We ourselves, from the last 40 years or 50 years that we lived in this earth planet, we have seen so much of advance. So much. Maybe our generation is the generation that we have seen from zero to so much. Many of us know our homes with only the ceiling fan or with only a table fan also. Many of us with that big Dabba TV, with the picture tube and all, right? We all know that. Now we came to the point where we can put the TV like a calendar. We all know, like, only how the food is evolved. How all other things are also evolved. Having the bicycle itself is a great thing. Once. Now, even if we have a car, we want something else in our life. So we have seen that. So who created all those things? Does the God came and created? If you say that God exists, says God created, God in your form only created. This is what he is saying. God, how do you see the God? God as a father, God as a mother, God as a guru, God as your friend, God as your neighbor. So these are all the people who are actually helping you, right? So there is a God in everybody. So when there is a God in everybody, there is a God in you too, you and me too. Only thing is, we are not actually going to we have to go into that godly nature, that's all. So everything was created by the human. So there is no family structure at the beginning, right? There's no family structure at all. Like any other animals, there is no family structure in human beings also in the beginning. But this is because when there is a land, when there is a cultivation, no, this has to be given to my own people. So when that thought came, the thought came to the human being that because I am cultivating this land, I do not want to give it to the community. I want to give it to my own people. Who are my own people? Then started, she is my wife, he is my husband. So they are not allowed to mingle with others. When they are not allowed to mingle with others, whoever was born is them. So their land can go to them. This is how we got separated. So how it is created, I'm not saying the philosophy, but how it was created, all this family structure or all these trees, everything, how it is created. It is all from the human thoughts only. The lake that is actually seeing the back of me in the background. So how does it is created? It was created by human being, right? Obviously, we will say, oh, nature give a lot. How the nature was given? Then man thought of it. Man thought of it. There should be a lake. Besides that, there should be a plants. When it is reflected, it reflects so beautiful. We can just relax it. So that kind of environment, even seeing the picture, we are able to feel so much relaxing, right? Just when you are in that, when that cold breeze is actually hitting on your face or skin, how well you will feel, right? So this is the feeling that one wants it. While creating that thought, one wants that kind of feeling. So because that person wants it, he architected that lake in that way. So the nature, how it comes? It comes from the human being. All the plants, all the animals, everything comes from the human thoughts. As per Percival, that's what he is saying. So again, the question may come, okay, man came from the monkey, all the things. So maybe that is the form. But At that time, we don't have all these things. How all the things comes into our picture, how all the things are existing into our nature. This is all because of our human thought only. That is the that is the essence that Percival is trying to give it to us in the chapter 2. Method of thinking, fashioning the nature. So everything that is the nature is fashioned by our thinking. The forms of the nature come from the human thoughts, whatever the forms, maybe different flowers, maybe different plants, maybe different vegetables, maybe different animals. All the things has come to the fashion from the human thought. That's a pre-chemistry that has happened. The third application of the principle of the point extended towards a circle may be observed when it is seen that nature, when it builds exterior universe, follows the patterns of thoughts. When our patterns of the thoughts are following, so they are pointing as the points, lines, angles, and surfaces, and they are forming as a different animals, different plants, and different flowers or anything. The elementals will receive the impressions of the human thinking, and then they will actually build. So those, whenever you are whenever you exteriorize that I want this way, right, that thought will go to the upper things, and then it will work on there, and the thought will again come back to the human being through the elementals, through this organic nature. So the nature will build. So at some point in time, that thought will come to the human being, how it can be, how it can come. So he is saying that all the buds, flowers, fruits, seeds, trunks, branches, all are built the method of expressing a point of circle. You have expressed, if the plant is like this, if the branches are like this, if the fruits are like that, it is the one you and me have expressed. You and me have released the thought to the universe representing some structure, then it is coming. Not only that, actually everything that is actually happening also, it is coming, it is replicating our body also. A cabbage, suppose, is representing a gland. A cactus is representing a primitive state of our spine. A vine in the plants is representing our blood vessels. A grass or a moss or a needles are evergreen, representing our hair. Human thoughts force the units of the four earth elements to bring forth. So to keep up our body, or to destroy our body, to destroy the bodies of a universe according to the method building out from the point of circle. So this is all methods. All these things were came, all these things were built as we actually thought about it. When we thought, so each part of it, right? So our whatever the thoughts, whatever the within our the body parts also, it's representing the nature. How beautifully that he has compared, right? So this is all about the exteriorization, the rocks, not only that, not only the plants and animals, the exteriorization of the rocks, all the things are also happening. And here he is also explaining about this, the units, right, that I have shown in the picture, the units like pyrogen, aerogen, fluogen, and geogen. So, and also when pyrogen, aerogen, gigogen, and geogen, something like that. So when these two elements were actually coming into the contact, so this will, suppose there are so many pyro elements only coming, then it will become pyrogen. When so many aero elements are aerogen, there are some pyro and aero units are coming, pyro aerogen, something like that. So like this it will come, because pyro is a solid element. That's what we say, right? Now can you just imagine, can you just say that just from just like trying, right? What is the hardest element in this world?
Earth.
Hardest one?
Earth.
Rock.
Earth.
Rock.
Mineral.
Mineral.
No,
Hardest.
that's okay. I mean, earth and all is fine. In general, like whatever the things like wood or whatever the things that we know, right? What is the hardest thing?
Diamond.
Yes, diamond is the hardest one, right? So when the diamond is hardest one, you can see what will be the elements. how does the element diamond will form? Because aero, fluo, geo that we know, right? How does the element will come? Because pyro is a solid element. If all the pyro elements were together, then it may, suppose there are some of the elements, some other elements came in between, then the diamond color will change. There are so many
So,
pyro elements, some fluoge elements or something, it joined, so the color will change. Yellow diamond, red diamond, black diamond.
so he's saying it's a different mixture of all the 5 elements, 4 elements, according to 4 elements.
No, but the thoughts, right? These thoughts, whenever it is traveling, the points and also the points it is forming, right? When the points are forming, when the solid thoughts were, there's a pyro element. The fluid means when the thought went to the different things, right? It is so pyro, geo, fluo, and these elements are forming. When these are all colliding, when all the solid parts, the strong parts are coming, it is forming as a diamond. That's
From the
what it
nature
says.
side,
Points, right?
you're
When the
telling
points.
from the nature side, you're telling about pyro and geno. Like it's from intelligence side, it's a thought.
It's a thought, yes.
Thought. So
It's a point of thought.
Yeah, it's a
point of thought.
Combines together, it forms.
It forms, yes. Have you seen any time, because now, even though now in the pictures, the Rama, Sita, and we are showing the clock, all the diamonds and all, but if you actually go to in Treta Yuga and all, we don't have all these diamonds or anything. If you carefully read that book, right, Sita Enam book.
I think we have gems and during the Treta Yuga.
Means not this kind of jewelry that we have it right now. So
yes, maybe design.
there you will see the pacha, the green, or the pearl, that the diamonds and all that, those things they don't talk about it. Okay, there are some gems are there. Okay, but that too, they will be like in the Sita Idam, I always got the question, right? Because these are all happened now. Why all the pictures Rama and Sita it is having so much jewelry? Okay, because that pictures came out of our thoughts. We have seen movies, we have seen pictures. All that because of that, we started imagining Shiva means like this, Rama means like this, right? So this is all came from our thoughts. But if you actually listen to 5,000 years ago, where is all this kind of jewelry? It is not there. But we have imagined that God now, so we draw those things.
Also, the same Rama, they depict in North India differently, in South India differently.
Because
of
the thoughts. North Indian people are thinking differently, and we are thinking differently, right? So because of that, so different thoughts, different worships, different things, all the coming up is. So this is at the end what he's saying is all these combinations of pyro, geo, fluo, these combinations, right? Whenever it is happening, that's how the elements will be forming. The geo elements or whatever the elements that you are actually saying, these elements will be forming as a result. They grow as when they form as a result, they will go as a single unit, not the combination of unit when they all come together. So the traits will be whichever is the dominant trait, it will take up the trait. The trend of the unit, how it is developing, power will be, so the more will have that power, and it will the combination power will go and it will stay. So this is how even the rocks, from rocks to diamonds, everything will be formed here. When units combine, they do so in the last common point. Not more than 2 points can combine each other at the same time at the same point. When those points, right? So the last common points they will be doing. Not only that, the combinations of these things will the combination of these things will produce the phenomena like the physical world, like a starlight, sunlight, moonlight, lightning, rainbows, spectra, wind, thunder, rain, and colors and shades of twilight, dawn and sunset, the stars, the sun, the moon, and the planets, electricity, heat, cohesion, magnetism, gravity, and some unknown forces. The minerals, vegetables, animal realms, human bodies, birth and growth, decay, sights, sounds, taste, smells. Everything is forming with the help of these these basic points only. These basic points are coming from out of your thoughts only. These units are some kind of groups or the series that form the pre-chemistry. When these forms in the pre-chemistry, some series may go as it contains the uranium, helium, and radium and lead, and some other may contains as a gold, silver, and diamond. So that is what he is saying. So the finer parts penetrates the coarser. The finer parts will go into the coarser parts. So these interpretation of the units are outpourings of the sun, may be directly inhaled and bodily exhalation be drawn into the sun. Thus, the physical body may be made up of immune to disease and endowed with the youth. The stars, sun, moon, earth, etc., which are the four states of the matter of the physical world, are centered. Of these centered, the moon is a semi-solid. The sun and stars are not the solid matters. So this is the point that he is all talking about in the second unit. Separation. Separation goes into combinations. Combination of the units go into one after the another, and they are distorted. They are inversed. Anyway, based on that, these forms the various things will be formed. That is all about second unit. Third unit also talking about the constitution of the matter, right? So again, previously also we talked constitution of the matters and units. Objects, how they are formed. These objects last for ages, such as a marble rock or a granite. They last, but they are not permanent in their makeup. They lost, but within them also they are not permanent in their makeup. Because within them the molecules will also flow like the molecules that are flowing in the river only. They are not permanent. Here also it will go. It will grow. There are streams passing through marbles, even the marbles, glass, bronze. Also, the solid matters also, there are the streams that are passing through. The small molecules will be there and they are flowing only. The general shape of the marble statue remains unchanged because the property of the cohesion in the units, the number of substitutions in the small proportion of the number of units make up as a mass. Because even though they are going, because they are still staying there, their substitutions are making so quickly that they are not even going, because they are not actually distracting. Whereas river, it is going here and there, but whereas in these marbles they are not. Whereas in the human bodies and animal bodies, they got distracted. The shapes may go as per the molecules. The inorganic nature of the combinations may produce the perfect structure. An imperfect structure or a mass without a structure, they can do any of the things, because whatever the lines forms, whatever the angles that it has forms, it may appear and it may disappear in the offspring. Thus, a diamond, a graphite, or a lamp black are the examples of perfect structures of an imperfect structure, because the mass without the structure, they were the geogen units. They are forming the self-generation points. They are forming with the different forms, and the diamonds comes into the existence if all combining units are of same kind. All pyro, all same kind of units, when they are combining, then it will comes as a diamond. If any of the other unit is actually in the geogen units, if the pyro unit comes, then it becomes a different diamond. The white diamond may becomes a yellow diamond. The color or the shape or shade will change, because yellow diamond appears when the strain of fluogeogen comes. A red diamond appears when the strain of geogeogen comes. That's how they are saying. All the things that are organic have a system and they are constructed. Everything has a constructed with the help of these units only. Some of these units of the nature acts and others. According to their function, they are casual, portal, and the form of the structure. He also discussed about how actually the astrology forms. Because astrology, they are able to see some of the things. What are the planets that are moving. So it depends on that only, the astrology, how it became science. They say astrology is also science, right? on what basis astrology became a science, what they will tell. At the same time, we have some of the examples in the in Puranas or in for past stories, even recent past 100 years back story of Baba Charitra, if you take it also, there are some forms where all these astrologists will tell that, oh, this is going to happen, don't do that. But these people will say, no, it will happen, go and do it. How it will happen? Because even though whatever the planets, whatever the things, your thinking has a power to change that. That's an ultimate. When you believe it that you can do it. Actually, I'm reading a book that you are not who you are. You are what you think you are.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I
more or
read.
less. Huh?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the thing, because I feel like it is a precise book of our thinking and destiny. Thinking and Destiny is like a kind of high level book, right? That book was very precise. I'm just writing each chapter summary for kids that actually I read. I taught, right? Unlock your potential. Some group I formed it. So for that, I'm just reading each chapter. I'm writing one paragraph from that
Who is
chapter.
the author?
Nathan.
Nathan.
So it is similar kind only, because whatever you are thinking you are, right? Suppose if somebody said the other day when we met in Austin, right, one person, we just say, oh, your nose is so nice. Then what she says, you are the first person that appreciated the nose, not me. One of my group mates, she told, you are the first person that appreciated. Everybody said my nose is bad, my nose is bad. So what is that she will be thinking throughout her life? Her nose is not good. So because you whatever you are thinking you are making, so you will be hiding yourself, right? If somebody says that, oh, your skin tone is black, so you're not beautiful. So we are all our Indians are under that impression, right? They're thinking that if the skin color is white, then only it is a thing.
Yeah.
But here in these white people, they're all white, but they will go to the tan, they put some cream, and they want to become a brown. And we brown people want to become white, put some cream, that, this, and all those things. See such a difference. So we never want to have what we already have. Some people will have a straight hair, they will go and do the curling. People like me will have girls, sometimes we will go and do the straightening. What is this? So because I have a curl hair, next life I may thinking that no, I should have the straight, because that has a. But when comes to this earth again, we are actually changing. So this is all our thinking only. If we understand that we only wanted to have this straight hair, or we only wanted to have this kind of hair, and we don't actually bother about it. Is it not? So everything whatever it comes is only your thoughts, is only the thoughts that are generated when they collide. That is what is happening. Suppose there are 10 people went out, let us take, when all the 10 people are same kind of thoughts, you will have some constructing outcome will come. When not all people are evil thoughts, that there also one outcome will come, evil outcome. When 10 people are different, thinking 10 different angles, nothing will come. Here also, all the pyro units are happening, something is happening. All the geo units are happening, something is happening. So that is how our universe has formed. That's what he is explaining in the third unit. Everything about the third unit is talking about this growth, how we are combining, how we are compounding, all the things he is talking about the third unit. And fourth unit, he is talking about erroneous conceptions, dimensions, and the heavenly bodies, time and space. Erroneous conceptions about the world is that they interfere the man's understanding the worlds which penetrate and forces which keeps it going. Actually, if nobody is interfering or nobody is actually doing it, we would have whatever the knowledge that we would have previously saying, right? So in the previously we in the initial generations, they used to have that kind of what for they came. They used to have that knowledge of what for they came. Now they
purpose.
now we are the purpose they came, right? So at least they used to remember. If they not remember everything, they used to remember, or they used to travel towards that. Even
Yes.
forget about the olden days. Even when we are a kids, if you ask a kid, right, each kid we used to have the different aims, different aims. Now you ask any kid, I'm not saying 100%, but you ask any kid, they will choose, okay, as a elementary they will say firefighters, teachers and all, because they were impacted or they were inspired by those people. Okay, but later when they come to the youth, what is that that's a motivating factor for them? It is not the passion. More than passion, which field will give me more money?
Yeah.
So money is becoming a driving factor than their own passion.
Yes.
That is where actually we are losing our purpose. Because you come to this world with some purpose. Even if you want to stay calm, and even if you want to, because you will get influenced by the people. People will say you don't know anything. Forget about, because there are so many people who want to go for a medicine. Okay, they'll go for a medicine, and their co people, their other students, they will just do the college 4 years and they'll start earning. These people will feel like anything. What is the hell that I am doing? When will this will be over? No, I will also switch. Undergrad, so many people will join with the aim of that, but they need to sustain that. Your friends maybe start earning it, maybe enjoying the vacations and all the things, but your passion is different. When you, maybe this kid would have started with the passion only, but he's getting influenced by the all other things. So this is what the fourth one, right? So how actually it is getting impacted your thoughts, right? How erroneously how it is going off, all the things he is discussing about, and erroneously when it is giving, how these lines and all these things will be going off. When we look objects, one does not see how they made or maintained, nor forces playing through them and giving them such as weight or cohesion or anything. We are just all these things are coming with the different the Milky Way, the human so when we are saying, we are thinking that this human is that earth is so much, and we are grabbing that, grabbing this, right? When you see from the universe, this earth will is just the one speck of the whole universe. In the earth itself is one speck. In that one speck, imagine how, where are we? We earth itself one speck means we are a tiny, not even a dot in that. For that we'll say, oh, I am so and so, she hurt me, oh my god, my life is gone. One word somebody told, my life is gone. We'll keep fighting. So much of depression, so much of thing, that person told this. We are the speck. We are very tiny specks of this entire universe. Just enjoy whatever you have, it just enjoy and move on. When the earth itself is a speck, and you have a lot of the universe, you may not be only born again in this earth also, right? We have seen so many Syrians, that this and all, we know right now. So why actually that's what he's talking about in the fourth topic. So this is all. So just to conclude, everything in this universe is your thoughts. Your thought patterns are going in the angles, lines, dots, and this is a sacred geometry. This entire subject is called a sacred geometry. Maybe Sirisha Garu will bring one more expert in sacred geometry, and we may be able to learn more and more. But overall picture, this is all. This is all it. This is about the this chapter, right? Even next chapter also we will be discussing one by one, but may not go into the so much detail also, because the last one again comes to our topic. The next chapter is about zodiac signs, basically. Okay, maybe we'll get some understanding. We will get some understanding about when one particular planet, when you are there, right, how it is. But if you are actually going deeper and deeper and studying the zodiac signs, you will become an astrologer, right? Isn't it? So that's kind of the thing. But we will study how actually thinking also affects zodiac signs, or how zodiac signs, which zodiac sign that you were born affects your thinking. when it is affecting, what way you can come out of it. Suppose usually they say, oh, this sign people are having this kind of qualities. But if you see, right, not all the signs, not all the people in that are so 90% or 80% maybe there. Because I have kind of fantasy in my early days of college that I read, like, not the astrology means not that what will happen into the future, but I read the qualities of each zodiac sign. So that used to be my strength. Suppose if I talk to you an hour, then I need to tell you which your birthday is in this range. Am I right or not? That's a kind of thing, right? I want to develop some kind of skill and tell them. And when this, oh my God, how do you know it? Oh, this sign has a. So the people will worship us. Oh, you are great. That kind of feeling, right? Like that, I learned that. But how it will go, that we will see in the next.